Hi guys, in this video what we're going to look at is factors and factorization. Now you should be okay with this because we've already done this at junior cert, so this is more of a revision than anything else. So let's have a look at the first one, I. So we've got 2a squared plus 6ab squared, and what we're looking for is we're looking for the same factor or factors that are in both the terms here. So this here is a term, this is another term, and we're looking for factors that are in both of these terms. So what we do is just go from left to right, and you can see we look at the 2 and we look at the 6. Is there any factor in 2 and 6? Any number that goes into both 2 and 6? Well, there is. It's 2, so we take that out. Okay, we then go to the next one, which is a. All right, we've got a squared here. So we've got a, we've got an a here, but we haven't got an a squared. So the most that we can take out, most that we have in both of them, is just the single a. And we now have no other letters on this left hand side, which means that there can't be any other factors in both of these terms. Okay, so we now have 2a. So we start the bracket and we go back to the beginning. We say, right, how do I get from 2a? And I need to be at 2a squared here. So 2a multiplied by a will get me to 2a squared. So if I do 2a times a, that gets me 2a squared. I'll do exactly the same now with the second one. So I need to get from 2 to 6. I go from 2 to 6, I need to multiply by positive 3, so that becomes plus 3. I need an a. Well, I already have an a here, so that's fine. I don't need another a, but I also need a b squared. There's no b squared here, so I need to put the b squared in the bracket, like so. Now we can always check it by multiplying out the bracket. So here you can see 2a by a is 2a squared, 2a by 3b squared, 2 by 3 is 6. We have the a, and we have the b squared, and we are done. Okay, the second one, same sort of idea, apart from this time instead of 2 terms, we have 3 terms. So we have 4x squared y minus 24xy cubed plus 8y squared. So I'm going to do exactly the same things what I've just done. Look at the numbers. We've got 4 minus 24 and 8. Hopefully you can see the common factor there is 4. It has to be in every single one. So I'm going to take out 4. The next thing I'm going to look at here, you can see I've got x squared. So I've got x's here, I've got x's here, but I don't have an x in this one, so I can't take x out as a common factor because it's not in all 3 of these terms. Okay, let's have a look at the y's. Well, I've got a y here, a y cubed here, and a y squared here. The smallest y is this one, so I can take out a y. I then start the bracket. Okay, I've got 4, I've got a y. For this first term, I need an x squared. Have a look at the next one. I need to get from 4 to minus 24, so I need to multiply by minus 6. So there's the number, so minus 6. I then also have a look. I have no x here, so I need an x to come down as well. And if I have a look again, I have a y here, and I need a y cubed. So y by y squared here will give me the y cubed. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So again, I need to get from 4 to 8. And to get from 4 to 8, I need to multiply by positive 2. And then I need to get from y to y squared. So to get from y to y squared, I need to multiply by y. So we can check now. 4y by x squared gives me 4x squared y, which is this first one. 4 times minus 6 gives me minus 24. I already have the x, and y by y squared will give me the y cubed. For the last one, I have 4 times 2 will give me the 8. Y by y will give me the y squared, so it all works out. So let's have a look at the third one now. So we've got I. And this one is 2ax plus 6a minus bx minus 3b. And this is the factorization by grouping. And you can recognize this, guys, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So that's the clue. So if you see 4 terms, there's a good chance it's a factorization by grouping problem. And what you do is you break it into 2 parts. So I'm going to look at this part, and I'm going to look at this part. And I'm going to factorize the first 2. So hopefully you can see here what we have is 2ax and 6a. We can take out 2a from here and 2a from there. So let's do that. We're going to get 2a, and we're going to have x plus 3. So 2ax plus 3, just double check it. So 2a by x gives us 2ax, and 2a by 3 gives us 6a. Now what I'm expecting to get when I do a factorisation by grouping is I'm expecting this to happen again over here when I deal with this pair. So what I generally do is I write x plus 3, put it in a bracket, and see if there's anything I can stick in front of the bracket in order for this to work. If it doesn't work, what I do is I just rearrange these in a different order. So I might put this with this one, or this one with another one of the terms, and repeat the process. So hopefully you can see here I have a look at the x, and in order to get to minus bx I need to multiply by minus b, so I'm just going to stick that in, minus b, great. And now I just double check to see if it works. So minus b by x gives you minus bx, minus b by positive 3 gives me minus 3b, perfect, it works. Now you can see I have two terms. I have this term here, 2a by x plus 3, and I have the second term, which is minus b by x plus 3. It has an x plus 3. It's a repeated term in both of these, which means I can take it out. So next thing I do is I take out the repeated term, and then you can see on this one here, this is multiplied by 2a, and on this one here it's multiplied by minus b. Essentially, all I'm doing is writing that at the front and then putting whatever's this and this in the second bracket. Okay, this is just quadratic work, guys, so let's have a quick look. Most of you are using the guessing method. I'm not going to change it, so I'll just go quickly through this. We've got I, which is x squared minus 3x minus 28. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the two brackets. We've got x, we've got x. Remember, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find two numbers that are going to multiply to make this term here, and that are going to add to make the coefficient in front of the x. So a little bit of jiggery-pokery, I'm going to say perhaps 4 and 7. So we're looking at plus 4 minus 7 as a guess. Plus 4 minus 7. And to check it, all we do is we have a look here. Okay, and we can see that if I multiply them together, I'm going to get 4x, take away 7x, and that will give me minus 3x, and then 4, positive 4, multiplied by minus 7 will give us the minus 28, and I'm done. Let's have a look at the second one then. So here we have a leading coefficient. So we've got 6x squared minus 11x minus 10. Okay, so for this one, again, you're going to just draw your brackets. And notice this time we've got to make 6 here. So this could be either 6x in this bracket and x in this bracket, or it could be 3x in this bracket and 2x in this bracket, because 3x by 2x would give me the 6x squared. I'm going to guess it's going to be the 3x and 2x. Again, I'm trying to find two numbers that multiply to make minus 10 and add to make minus 11, just like in this example. If I get it wrong, guys, it just means I have to try it again until I get it. You get quite good at these once you've had a bit of practice. So let's have a look. It's going to be minus 10, so I'm going to guess it's going to be 5 and minus 2, or another way of, or minus 2 and 5. So let's have a go. So I'm going to put plus 5 in here, minus 2, and we're going to double check it. So let's have a look. So we've got obviously 5 times minus 2 is the minus 10, that works. And I've got plus 10x minus 6x. So 10x minus 6x is 4x. That's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub that out. Okay, I'm going to try again. And I'm going to try this time with minus 5 on the side over here. So minus 5. And plus 2 over here. So 3x plus 2. 2x minus 5. Let's just check this one. So that's minus 15x plus 4x, and that will give me my minus 11x. So this one works. And what we have here, 3x by the 2x gives us the 6x squared, and positive 2 times negative 5 gives me minus 10. Okay, so it's mostly just trial and error, to be honest. So we've got 6x squared minus 12x. This is still a quadratic. It just doesn't have the end term here. So what we do is we just deal as if it was just like the one on the previous page. We don't draw two brackets. we take out the highest common factor in the two terms. So you can see here, this is term 1, this is term 2. So hopefully you can see that the highest factor from both of them is 6x. You take it out, and then I've got x minus 2. So let's just show what happened there. So what we have here is 6x by x will give me 6x squared, the first term. 6x by minus 2 will give me minus 12x, so that's perfect. And now we've got the last one of this particular cohort of questions. So it's p squared minus 4pq plus 4q squared. Now the way to do this is, you can see here I have a p and I have a q and I have a minus here. So I just want to show you an example here. If I had x minus y all squared, let's just see what happens here. We've already know that what we do is we square the first one, x squared. We square the second one, so that's going to be plus y squared. And we multiply the two together, so x times minus y, and we double, so that's minus 2xy. Minus 2xy. Now that looks something like this. So here we've got the square, here we've got the square, and these numbers are slightly different. So there's going to be p's and q's in it. So, and it looks like it's going to be a square. So let's try it. We've got p, okay, we've got q, and we've got a square. Now, p times p is going to give me the p squared here. So p times p will give me the p squared. But q by q is going to give me q squared, but I need 4. So I need to find something with the in front of the q that's going to work, and hopefully you can see there's going to be 2, okay? Because 2q all squared, so 2q all squared will be 2 squared, which is 4, and the q squared here. Now we've got to try and get this middle term correct. So if I multiply these together, I get 2pq, and double it, that's going to give me 4pq. But I want it to be negative, which means that this has to be a negative in here. So it's p minus 2q all squared. Just double check it. So p by p is p squared, minus 2q all squared still goes to positive 4q squared, minus 2q times p is minus 2pq, double it gives you the minus 4pq. This is the new stuff, guys, is the sum of two cubes and the difference of two cubes. We already know about the difference of two squares. You've already seen it in second year. Okay, so x squared minus y squared is equal to x plus y, x minus y. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all three of these as an example here, example number 3. So if you have a look at the first one, nice and straightforward. We've got 4x squared minus 25. These pop up all over the course. What we've got to do is we've got to write it as a square. So you've got to notice that this is 2 squared, x squared minus 5 squared. So you've got 2 squared x squared minus 5 squared, which you can write as 2x all squared minus 5 all squared. The reason I'm putting the brackets you'll see in a second. So once we've done that and we've got everything written in squares, whatever's in these brackets, these go into our brackets here. So you're going to draw 2 brackets, 1, 2. You're going to write 2x, 5, and a 5. And you put plus and a minus, and that's done. There is the difference of 2 squares. Now it doesn't matter if you put the minus then the plus, it's exactly the same thing. Let's have a look at the cube one there. So what we have here, we have x cubed, okay, plus 8y cubed. Again, we've got to write this in terms of all cubes, just like we did here, it was all squares. This one requires all cubes. That's fine. So the first one's a cube, x cubed, and hopefully you'll realise that 8 is 2 cubed by y cubed, which means now that this is x cubed plus 2y all cubed. Okay, so we then have to look to see what the rule is, and the sum of 2 cubes, so x cubed plus y cubed, is equal to x plus y, x squared minus xy plus y squared. So I'm just going to write that down here. So we've got x cubed plus y cubed is equal to x plus y, x squared minus xy plus y squared. Okay, and hopefully you can see that this here is my x and this here is my y. So wherever I see x in the formula, I'm going to replace it with an x here. Wherever I see y in the formula over here, I'm going to replace it with 2y. So let's do that then. So what we now have is x plus, and my y, which is the circle thing, is 2y. So there we go. We've got x squared, which is just x squared, minus x, which is just x, y, which is 2y. So put that in a bracket, plus 2y all squared. And don't forget to close that bracket up. Then we're going to tidy it up. So we get x plus 2y, bracket. X squared is just x squared minus 2xy. And I've got plus 2y all squared, which is 4y squared. And I am done. Okay, let's have a look at I. Go down here. And what we have for this one is 2x cubed minus 18xy squared. Okay, interesting. So hopefully you can see that we can take a common factor out of this. We can take out 2 and an x. So let's take 2x out, so 2x, and that means we're going to have x squared minus 9y squared. Okay, so notice what we've done here. There's a cube, there's a square, so there's no difference of 2 cubes, there's no difference of 2 squares because of the cube and the square here. So all we do first of all is we take out a common factor. So here, hopefully you've noticed that there's 2 as a common factor, there's also x here, there's no y's here, so we can't take them out. If we take them out, we get 2x, and what we're left in is x squared minus 9y squared. Double check it, 2x by x squared is 2x cubed, 2x by minus 9y squared is 2 by minus 9, which is minus 18. There's the x, and there's the y squared. Now hopefully you'll notice in the bracket we have x squared minus 9y squared, which is a difference of 2 squares. So now you can see here we essentially have 2x, and we have x squared minus, and it's 3y all squared. So we haven't fully factorized at this stage. We factorized it, it's just not finished because we can factorize it further. So let's finish off the factorization. We've got 2x. This now turns into 2 brackets. And we've got x, 3y. Okay, x, 3y. And one of them becomes a positive, one of them becomes a negative, and that now has been fully factorized.